pumpkin, Milo? Sure. Do you want to taste it? Taste the leaves.
Hey, it's nice to see you again, Milo.
Hello.
Are you ready for the second series in the series?
I am.
Good.
You left me out at the end of the last one.
I know.
I was exhausted. Yeah. But I'm here.
You recovered some?
And you guys are here, so that's good.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Have you thought of any more pumpkin jokes?
I have one. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
What is a pumpkin's favorite sport?
Pumpkin chunkin.
That's good, but wrong.
Ooh, I don't know.
Squash.
Squash.
Yeah, I know, it's good. Lee, you gotta keep it together here.
It's wrong, sorry. Whew, okay.
Okay, so we're back, obviously. Maybe without some marbles. And we're going to make the faces for our little pumpkins. And we have broken into our supply pack and made a mess. But there's still a ton of wool left.
Lots of wool. Look how much wool. It's still as big as my head.
It's as big as Milo's head. And we're going to use, I think I'm going to do a tone on tone and use orange.
Okay.
This more pumpkin-y orange for his face, so it's
Good
not
deal.
going to be super different.
I'm going to go and use a brown tone for my skin tone, and then maybe a dark for this.
Okay.
Those faces are pretty complicated. How do you know how to make them?
They look complicated, but once you break it down into shapes, they're not that difficult.
Where do you find your inspiration?
Oh, well, of course, nowadays it's the computer. So I get online and I look at, for example, famous people's faces or old people faces and go to images.
You could just look at my face.
And
Mama.
look
Never
at-
mind. I don't want to see what you
Yeah.
make with my
And
face.
just kind of learn to look at all the creases and what shape those creases outline.
And exaggerate.
And exaggerate. This guy here started out as Morgan Freeman. But, sorry, Morgan, I didn't come out. But he has great lines in his face, so that's kind of what that is. And this was a painting I saw that I loved the face.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
So-
That one's really extreme.
It's extreme. What do you? Oh, does he smell good?
It looks delicious.
All right.
So we should get to it.
Okay.
Okay?
We're on.
Okay. Me? You want me to go?
Sure. We
Okay.
thought we'd maybe let's alternate. You do a nose.
Okay.
I'll do a nose.
Okay. So we start with the nose.
Let's start with noses.
Okay,
Let me
in
move this
your-
over.
Kit is a tooth-em-a-pick, and it's great for these pumpkin faces because almost all of these shapes you can make by wrapping around the toothpick. And Lee and I are going to alternate and show
Different parts.
show you how you do that. Yeah. So I'm starting with the nose.
Yes.
Okay, so I want my guy to have a very little button nose. Last time I did a big nose. So I just took a little piece and I'm just going to figure eight here. And then what I'll actually probably do to make it buttony is fold it in half.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that will be his little nose. I'll put it on over here. You can show your nose.
Okay. And I'll make a larger nose. The same thing. We're going to roll nice and snug. And actually, that might not be big enough. Let me add a little bit more in the middle here. Okay, so slide it off. Then I'm going to take a needle and poke this end of it
Oh,
up.
be careful.
Oh, I will. I'll be very, very, very careful. So we got to shape. So we have a bridge, the bridge of the nose up here, and then the pointy end. And then I'm going to add nostrils because I might want to have wide flared nostrils. So there's the shape of my nose. You can make any shape you want.
Mine's not going to get nostrils because the way I shaped it, these kind of are nostrils.
How'd you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what's next after the nose, Lee?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just start talking about that, and then you can show your.
You can do that. Well, I stuck mine on just for
Oh,
now.
you got it. Okay.
And just remember that you want the nose somewhat in the middle of the face, because the nose is kind of halfway down.
Oh, I kind of like the way he looks with just the little
The little frown.
old person
He
frown.
looks Well, you might want to go with it. And often you'll start with an idea in mind, and then you put your shapes on, and it tells you something totally different.
The wool has a life.
It does. So I'm going to tack down this bottom part too. And should I do a little nostril section just
Sure.
to show?
Sure.
So take another little section, and just these are just wisps. Just a little bit of a wisp. And where did my toothpick go? So I'm just going to make a very thin little tube and pull it off. And I'm going to stretch it some too, because it's just a little too thick for me. Okay.
I can get used to having a second person
Yeah.
around.
So I'm going to lift up his nose
Oh, sorry, Milo.
and place that underneath and tack it down. And then stick the nose back down over it. And then curl these ends in. And snug that up in there too.
Can you see okay, Milo?
Yes, it
How's
looks
it
good.
going? I'm going to do
I'm
that side
thinking
too.
Lee is very tricky.
Lee is very
tricky.
tricky. She has a bag of tricks.
And then we will, of course, tack it down a little bit better, but now I have a nose with nostrils. So I'm going to take it off here and make it a little firmer while Sarah does something.
I'm going to do something?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're bumping my camera shut.
I'm so glad no one saw that. Upper lip?
Upper lip. That's
Okay.
next.
My character is going to have very little upper lip. So I'm actually just going to roll a skinny little, barely there little noodle to put there. And then maybe Lee will show the taco upper
I
lip.
will.
So just a little, a whittle one.
Okay, while she's attaching that, I'm pulling off a little piece. Again, probably half an inch. And where's the fancy thing here? Okay, so I'm going to go down. I'm going to fold it over and make a semicircle or a little taco shape. And I like to make this kind of lip fairly firm so that when I have it on the pumpkin, I can make the lip be pouty or happy or sad. It kind of can stand out by itself. Because you can see how this lip here sticks out, so you can get a hand in there so it can be better shaped than if you just felted it flat on the face. Okay, so that's like a little lip. Now it's kind of, to put it on, you take your taco shape with the flat end down. I split the top and then find my pumpkin and put it on like a mustache. So, and then
Oh, he has a lot of lip
he
possibilities.
has a lot of lip possibilities. So now I'm going to carefully put it around his little nostrils and tuck it up in there. And are you ready, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, well, so you can kind of see how it's going to start looking. I'll be right back.
So, bottom lip?
Yes.
Okay. I want for my face to have quite a large bottom lip. So, I'm going to kind of do what Lee just did with the top lip and make a, did you make a noodle and put it in your top lip?
I did.
Okay. So I'm going to just roll in my
Oh, not
fingers.
for this top lip,
Okay.
but for the bottom lip on a different pumpkin I did.
I'm gonna roll in my fingers, kind of a noodle.
Right, that's how he has that little
Okay.
pouty look.
Okay. And stab it down. And then fold it in half. With the noodle kind of really making a nice full edge here. And then the fringe is great because that's how you blend all the pieces together. You don't want to overfelt the fringe. And then his bottom lip.
I like how
I'm gonna
you
stick
did
it
that.
a
And
little
see
bit.
how the bottom fringe kind of goes down for a chin
Yeah.
kind of deal? Yeah.
Actually, Lee, since I want mine to have an underbite, I'm going to go ahead and put his chin on because I can't get the lip sticking out far enough without it.
True.
Okay.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that, and so I need to decide now. Oh, before I do that, because he's going to have somewhat of an open mouth, I'm going to take a little bit of dark color here.
Oh, yeah, I got to do that too.
Yeah, and I'm going to stuff it kind of up in here so that wherever there's a gap between the upper lip and the bottom lip, you'll just see dark. And so it gives that mouth some depth. So there we go. Okay, so there we have a nose, and we have an upper lip, so now I need to figure out what to do with the bottom lip. Don't know yet.
I can show what I've done.
Okay.
So I put, this is actually his chin.
Okay. So you're just tucking it in there?
I'm tucking this black in.
Okay.
And then this is that bottom lip that I made. And I'm gonna,
What did you do for the chin?
for the chin, I rolled a little almond shape and I put the pointy end on each side and gave it a little pinch. So thanks, Milo. It looked like this. So it just gets fat in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You're very shadowy here.
Yeah, seems kind of dark, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
that's better. Yeah, like that. All right, you
Okay.
go.
So I've taken my toothpick and wrapped on a nice big fat lower lip. And I'm gonna somehow figure out if I squeeze it.
I find myself
Almost-
making the faces that I'm trying to make.
Are you?
Lee, could you move down just a tiny? Perfect.
Okay, thank you. I'm not used to this, Milo.
I know. I'm not trying to-
I know.
I-
You're the rock star, so I'm
Well-
just going to do it like you tell me to.
That's if only everyone thought that way.
Yeah. So usually the upper lip I have comes a tad over on the corners of the lower lip. This guy's ended up with quite the lip. But once you tack it down, and I'm just using the 3-pronged one now just to get it tacked, and then I can shape it more with the single needle. This guy's mouth is open so far, he might not need a tooth or something. I don't know.
Mine too. I think I might be having like needle felting tutorial malfunction over here.
This is not the tightest thing.
Couple of funny looking
Or he's
dudes.
singing.
They're singing.
Ta-ta.
Mine's like a
Yeah.
angry little singer.
All right, so anyway, so that's going to kind of be it for my guy for now. His lip is so hangy-downy, I don't think this one's going to need a chin, but he will need some more face color underneath to finish his section.
His lip is so hangy down.
Yeah, why don't you work on yours first? This is embarrassing. I need to do it over here.
Fix her up off camera.
Yeah.
So for the cheeks, we kind of create a comma shape. Or, I mean, it could be any shape really, or a bunch of shapes. On this guy, I wanted his cheeks to be kind of jowly, like larger, lower.
Right.
Sometimes you can make them. I really like this one. His cheeks are more just like smiley
Right.
wrinkles.
This one, his little cheeks are much more like obvious commas.
Yeah.
And you can see the fat end of the comma up here.
You know what? I don't really know how you make the comma. Will you show how to make the comma?
Sure.
I want mine to be actually kind of follow this, what I already stabbed in
Right.
with my needle.
And I like that idea of stabbing just a general shape like you did to start with, because it almost makes itself.
Yes, good point.
It does.
Who doesn't want to felt their self?
Okay.
I mean,
So I'm
your project to felt it.
Right, there you go. I am going to pull off 2 pieces for my cheeks.
I'm gonna do that over here.
And you know what? It really doesn't matter if they're the same, but since I'm making 2, I'm going to pull off 2 sort of equals. And there's different ways to make them. If you want to roll, and
You roll.
Sarah
wanna
always
rock,
wraps, and I'm more of a roller than a wrapper. But I'm going to have more at this top end, and then roll it thin at the bottom end. Okay, does that make sense? So now, when I just gently stab it, I can shape it. I'm going to poke the tip, and I shape it into a comma. So, pretty easy. And you can firm it up just a little bit before you put it on so it doesn't lose the basic shape.
For the last 2 minutes, I'm over here trying to come up with a felting wrap.
Okay. So then the cheeks are right below the eyes. So if I'm going to have my eyes here, and my eyes might spill out because this guy has a really narrow face. It's kind of hard to fit these chunky pieces on. So I'm going to place this below where the eye's going to be and then wrap it down the side of his face. So let's, was this your favorite needle? I don't want to break it.
Needle stealer.
I know. Let me go back and get
That's my favorite needle. Thank you.
Okay.
I was wondering why it was coming out wrong.
Not working. So I'm going to go across, and usually this is horizontal, and this is where his little eye is going to be. And then I slide it into the crease around the edge, and wherever it ends up, it ends up. So there's one side. He's already starting to look. Now's the time when he starts to look like he's got a little face, when you start putting in cheeks. So, do you have something to show, or shall I do the other cheek?
Do the other cheek because I'm feverishly working on a surprise over here.
Okay, dokie.
Not really, I just...
All right, so I'm going to roll. As I said, I'm a roller, not a crisscrosser. And I like the toothpick because it grabs the wool so you can spin it and roll it. So now it needs this end tacked in. What are you doing over there?
I don't know.
All right. So now I need to make the comma the other direction, since this is his opposite cheek. And it is dark over here, isn't it? Is that looking too dark, or are you okay?
It's okay.
You don't sound
That is
convinced.
better. It's better when you're not.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Yes, that's
Well, maybe, yeah.
tricky though. 'Cause
Okay. Well, maybe against the background. So there's his other eye. It's going to be here. Ooh, that's a fat cheek. But you know what? It's okay. You can always make another one if it ends up not looking right. So I tacked in the top and the bottom with my multi-tool. And then I can get the rest tacked down nicely and shaped however I want.
My project didn't work out.
It didn't?
It didn't.
I'm sorry.
I tried to make a tooth.
Well, what wool were you using?
I was using core wool. No, I used white wool.
Oh, core wool would be the best
Yeah.
for teeth.
It just, it looks huge and out of place.
Yeah. Well, speaking of huge and out of place teeth, I made a crazy large pumpkin, but she looks like a witch. Can you reach that for me? And she has teeth. She's a little frightening.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you have a joke? Maybe
I don't.
Maybe it wouldn't be so scary.
Milo, come back. We need your help
I
over here.
Yeah. So this is kind of extreme, but I got carried away with all Sarah's lovely wools and core wools and some locks, and I just couldn't stop.
Yeah, it's a problem.
I
Yeah.
did. So anyway,
It's a good problem.
that's extreme, but it has teeth. All right.
So this is how mine looks at the moment.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Well, he's
but,
such an old man. He's just gonna gum things.
yeah,
He doesn't have teeth.
He's
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna work on actually. I'm gonna put a little dark in where the eyes are, and
Okay.
then create some creases
Over the top.
over the forehead. He's not gonna get. This is gonna be his under his eye
Okay.
bumps. This guy, we gave lower eyelids.
Right. And this guy has lower eyelids and upper eyelids. And this guy, his little face got so tall.
He's
I don't know
cute.
what we're gonna do about his eyes.
Yeah,
We might have to make some.
you got room there.
Yeah. Yeah. His might have to be kind of hidden too. Okay. So why don't you make your
Okay, I'm just
put your
gonna
dark
make.
spots in?
I'm gonna make a couple of simple logs. So this really is a great beginner project, and I should have said this in the first video and didn't. But if you're a beginner, we have a lot of introductory videos with a lot of techniques. So it goes over all the needle felting basics so that you can jump right into something
And
like this.
essentially, it's just this one tool, and
Yeah.
it's a toothpick.
So he's gonna be a little bit worried.
Okay.
So to make him worried, kind of make the brows go up. He'll be worried or sad, or I didn't put my dark in. Something in the air today.
It wasn't me.
It's always the dog, Milo.
So there's two. I might do a couple more worry lines. Let me put the dark in his eyes. He's just a sorrowful, lost soul. Go ahead, you got something to show?
Well, I just got one brow kind of over the eye, and it doesn't look like much yet because I haven't put in white to accentuate the eye. So, but I'm going to make another one while she's
Was
putting
that
it.
the almond like Sarah made for the chin?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the second one. So I just and roll it right. Put all the wool in the middle of my roll, my wrap, so I have that nice little almond shape. I like the almond shapes because you can pull them.
What were you saying? I'm a rapper
stretch.
and you're a roller? What's the difference?
Well, because when you do it, you're doing your
I move the wool, you
cut-
move the toothpick?
exactly.
I'm going to try to roll. I'm going to see if I can roll
Okay.
with it. I
Okay.
can't. I started rapping.
Yep.
Can't do it.
It takes all kinds of people, Sarah, to make this world go round.
What are you trying to say? Okay, I don't know. I'm just putting different. He just needs more. More wrinkles. More sorrow.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, Lee.
Okay, well, there's not
I keep
much.
leaving my needle on the
I
thing.
know, there's not much to say. So now he has two. This one I ended up overlapping over the top. And, but now we need to be able to, his face always comes alive once you put in a little bit of white into his eyes. And so I just pulled off a little bit, and I'm just going to fold it into enough of a small piece where I can put it over the eye and get it tucked in there.
I believe I said I wanted my face to be really silly.
Yes.
And I ended up with a pumpkin that looks like he just lost his best friend.
Oh,
I know.
so
It's such a happy day.
I know. So let me get some more white in the other side. And if it's too deep set, I might end up having to build up inside there because it's pretty deep set. We'll see how it looks once I get some a pupil in there. So I'm just going to fold it to make it kind of thick and place it over the eye socket. We'll get that tucked in there. How's he coming along, Sarah? I'll move over and finish these eyes, and you can show how your little...
I don't know. I like it.
I love him.
I like it.
I think he's awesome.
I want to, when we do the next part, I'll put some darks and stuff to bring stuff out.
yeah,
I don't think he wants any white in his eyes.
His
I
eyes,
don't
he
know.
might not need white.
It just
in
has
his
deep-
eye.
He looks like someone might have punched him in the face.
Right. And I'm going to need something around the mouth area too, because that is pretty extreme. He might have to pucker up in here. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, so now next I will put a little bit of dark to indicate a pupil, and we'll go from there. I'll just do one real quick. Again, I'm just going to fold some into a tiny ball. I suppose I could do the whole rolling thing.
Do you think Kyla would like making these, Milo?
Who is this Kyla person? Yes, she would enjoy it very much.
Okay, so here's my little dark ball. I think he's going to be looking to the right. Get that pupil tacked down there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. He might need some more little rolls around his eyes.
Look, I just pushed on the whole thing and made the whole pumpkin droopy.
That's great.
Now he looks like he's been squashed.
Yes, he does. Now he's a squash.
What do you call a fat pumpkin?
A squash.
I don't know.
A plumpkin.
Plump.
Okay.
So we've made our pumpkin shapes, and in this video we just added our faces.
And I worked on mine off camera a little bit and added a few more lines, some upside down commas on the cheeks, and an extra little almond roll in the mouth for a lip, just to make it look the way I wanted it to look.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So next time we're going to do some finishing details, like the stem and curls and defining the faces and sections a little bit more. So we'll see you then. Thanks.
Bye.